What's going on, America? This is Kevin in Kevin's Corner. And I just got done watching President Trump have a conference and a press conference with the Swedish president. And they were talking about trade. They were talking about North Korea, things like that. And he said some positive things. You know, he made some jokes. Apparently, North Korea is willing to come and have a chit chat about denuclearizing their peninsula. And, President Trump made a comment that said, what can you contribute to this new decision by him? And he was like, me. No, I'm just kidding. Of course, the other networks are going to go crazy with that. But he also said some things about cybersecurity and about how they're taking steps to minimize it or prevent it and so on and so forth. And as soon as I left and went downstairs, there was another TV on, and I was hearing some people from MSNBC commenting, and when will the lies stop? And he said that people enjoy working at the White House, and I have all of these people that I know. I can't tell you their names, but they're anonymous sources that says it's chaos and pandemonium, and they hate working in the White House. And I'm thinking to myself, why do you hate Donald Trump so much? Let's go even further. Why do you hate the president so much? Let's remove, if you can, and I know it's impossible for the liberal media, but to look at the office of the presidency. And my question becomes to you, are you going to be a team player? Are you going to be a loyal American and say, you know what? Let's work with whatever we have to work with right now to make the best of it. Because one thing I can say about Donald Trump during that press conference is he is 100% committed to America first. He stood up there, in spite of what you think about trade policies, tariffs, things like that, he stood flat-footed and said, bottom line, we have been taken advantage of by other countries. Our workers have been taken advantage of. Our steel and our aluminum factories are being shut down. We need that stuff cranked up here as well. Imagine if that trade just goes away and that part of our industry just goes away and we become totally reliant on other countries for steel and aluminum. These are major elements that we need to build stuff. I'm talking buildings, weapons, you name it. So we need that in-house as well. So why buy it from all over the place when we can also manufacture it and sell it here? But if we don't have fair trade deals, then we're just going to keep getting it stuck to us. And so President Trump was like, nah, not on my watch. It's going to be some criticism. It's going to be a lot of people saying, well, why are you rocking the boat? Things are going so good. But you got to start somewhere when it comes down to trying to force other countries to at least be conscious of the type of deals that they're making. So instead of them coming to the table like, oh, don't worry about them. America already in the bad, man. They be good with whatever decision and policies we put in place. Now they got to come to the table gentle. They got to come to the table like, we got to really throw out policies and trade deals that make some sense because we no longer have a yes man in the office that's just going, yep, okay, that's fine. Long as you keep taking care of me and all my buddies on Capitol Hill. So to see a president that says, I will willingly go to battle for the American people, whether it is something that is popular or something that is not, I will stand flat-footed on it. I give him credit for that. So whether you agree with the tariffs and the trade policies or not, you still have to give him credit for saying, I stand up for America. So now the question becomes this. Didn't the news ever see The Godfather or the Democrats ever see The Godfather when Fredo contradicted Michael Corleone and he was having a discussion with another guy trying to make a deal, and the guy was riffing, and Fredo was trying to play mediator, and he, well, with Mikey, and and after that guy left, Mikey pulled him to me and said, Fredo, you're my brother, but don't ever contradict the family again, okay? Don't ever. I mean, he was very clear about that because he understood loyalty and unity. It seems that the Democrats and the liberal media are so interested in power and pushing their agenda that they have made it their mission to hate the president, regardless of him being the president of the United States, regardless of all of the people in the United States that, because of their shenanigans, are being affected by this. They are totally selfish concerning this. And my question to them is, why are they going after Trump so much? Do they want President Trump to fail? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm not a gambling man, but if I had to guess, yeah. You know why you know that? Because everything concerning Donald Trump is negative. Even if you don't like Donald Trump, you have to concede that there is a bigger motive to go after the president. Okay, think about this. When it comes to this whole fake, phony Russia situation, are they hoping that he's found guilty? Just turn on MSNBC, turn on CNN, and see what the conversations are about. It is never, well, let's see, let's find out. I mean, yeah, let's look at both sides. I mean, he could be, not be. It is straight throwing out terms and little hidden messages that suggest he is guilty. Yeah, they don't want to find him innocent. The goal is to make sure the perception is he's guilty. Are they looking for the truth, or are they looking for a guilty conviction? Because if you look at the Democrats, they don't want to search out any truth when it comes to their garbage. Okay, they're like, oh, no, don't go dipping and diving in the FBI's decision or the DNC or the DOJ under Obama. No, we don't want those facts. But we want to get all deep down in the facts about Donald Trump and his dealings and the people he has dealt with, because what we really want is a guilty conviction. We don't want truth. No. If you show us truth, we're going to take that truth and turn it into a lie. That's what we're going to do, just like they did with the Devin Nunes memo. He throws out his stuff. They like, uh-oh, crap, let's go and drunge up something ourselves. And then they threw out their garbage trying to counter it, and it didn't even work. So they're not interested in truth. So the question becomes this: why are y'all gunning after him? Y'all want this man out of power, not thinking that how's this going to impact the country? How's this going to impact the economy if you try to remove a president? How's this impacting or impeding progress currently? How's this messing up our ability to negotiate with other countries right now? I mean, has Donald Trump broken any laws? No. Which lets me know they're going after him, because how are you even investigating a crime, but yet there's no crime? Let that sink in. No crime whatsoever. The whole thing is Russia interfered with our election. Okay, fine. Then look at how they interfered. Okay, but really, that's secondary, because they're trying to connect that to Trump. If they can say Trump colluded with them, then they can get him out of there. And they're going after him regardless of how that messes up relationships with us and Russia, what they can negotiate about. And what kills me is they're pushing for greater, stricter policies about people meddling in our election, and they were at war with Russia. But the question becomes this: what did Russia do that is that drastic besides throw out a couple campaign ads? That's it. That is it. In the words of Ricky Bobby, that is it. So what do you want to do? You want to go to war over that? I mean, heck, put out as many fake, phony campaign ads as you want. But any reasonable, intelligent person can look at a good candidate and a bad candidate and come up with a good, well, I won't even say that, because there's a lot of people out there that was about to and did vote for Crooked Hill, But the Russians didn't have nothing to do with that. Anyway, so has Trump broken any laws? No. Has he violated any constitutional rights? No. But yet they're still going after him. Are there any reasons to impeach President Trump? No. You'll hear people make statements like, oh, he's rolling back our rights and he's trying to be a dictator and he's about to be and I'm thinking to myself, are you kidding me? I mean, he supports the Second Amendment. He's trying to protect the country from unlawful entry and potential terrorists coming in and harming us. And yet you got people on the left that twist all of these motives to try to protect the country, try to make sure our economy is booming, try to make sure other countries respect us when it comes to trade, try to make sure other countries are able to negotiate with us concerning war and things like that. Look at North Korea. I mean, if it was any other president, you think Kim Un would be sitting back going, man, all right, our back's finally against the wall. I guess we got to come out and have a little chat. If it was Obama, if it was Clinton, if it was Bush, any of those dudes, he'd have been like, man, whatever, keep the reactors firing up. All of that's empty threats. But I got a good feeling he knows that Donald Trump is not just giving him an empty threat. That is crucial. But yet you got the Democrats and the fake liberal media dibbling and dabbling and messing with all of the stuff that's going on that is important to America. But they're playing politics, messing with that so they can get back in power, so they can make the president look bad, so they can come up with some fake, phony evidence to try to convict him and get him out of there. So their aggressive attempts to find dirt versus facts make it very obvious that they hate the president. And what it comes across as is it shows me that, number one, they're anti-democracy. They talk about, well, if Donald Trump wasn't willing to accept the results of the election, that goes against our democracy. And I'm going, well, y'all didn't accept it. So are y'all anti-democracy? Does this mess with the foundation of our democratic process? The fact that y'all can't take it and had to drum up a story about Russia and is still pushing this propaganda and launched a phony investigation that's going all over the lane right now, going after people that had nothing to do with anything, just going into areas that just, open-ended pen. Just, you know what? You write a check. You put whatever you want on it. Going in every area possible. Now, what person in the world can sit back and say, you know what? I know I didn't commit a crime. They didn't tell me I committed a crime. They didn't even say I was under investigation. But I'm going to give the FBI free, unlimited reign to examine every part of my life. Details of all my business transactions going back to 1985 or whatever, all my emails, everything you want to know, and not find something that they can say, wait a minute, he didn't cross a T here and he didn't dot an I right there. We can get him for that. All of this stuff going on, and people still don't realize the game that's being played. Aggressive attempts to find dirt versus facts. They don't want facts. They only want dirt, and it shows they're anti-American, because they're not thinking about us. And everything that President Trump talks about that says American first, they twist that and try to make it seem like it's some national pride in the context of Hitler and the Nazis. Just because he talks about America first. And it makes me feel like you're anti-American. When they go after the president on all of these things, they're anti-team. Apparently, nobody in the Democratic Party or nobody in the liberal media ever played a sport. You think I got along with all of the people that I played football with at Miami University? No. Some of them I didn't like. But when it was game time, I realized we had one major goal and objective. We are the team. We can deal with our other issues afterwards. President Trump ain't going to be in the office forever. So for 8 years, y'all need to work with him. It's that simple. Instead of being a divider. And they talk about discrimination and segregation. When they do that, identity politics, that is the biggest form of segregation, and people don't even see it. It's like, let's divide the blacks, the whites, the this and this and that. Not America. We don't want to talk about Americans. We want to just break them down in subgroups to make sure everybody looks at other groups as you're against me. You're against me. Straight segregationists. And they talking about President Trump segregation. Yeah, it shows that they're anti-unity. They're not trying to bring Americans together. They're not trying to unite anybody. It is constant division. Turn it on. Trust me. If you're a Trump hater and you want to really open up your mind and see it non-biasedly, just turn on CNN, turn on MSNBC, any of those channels for 5 minutes, and you will see. It's all about how can we make this dude look. They don't even attempt, when they start off their stories, they don't even attempt to start off positive. Just start off like, President Trump today said some ridiculous thing. And I'm going, oh my goodness. They are anti-due process, because all of the little things they insert about President Trump and people around him, or even conservatives in general, are always accusations that appear to sound like, oh, it's a done deal. This person is that. He is a racist. He is a sexist. He is a misogynist. He is whatever. And they never say, you know what? Let's give the person time to defend himself. Let's tell the audience the context in which this person said this. No, we don't want that, because our objective is to make you feel like President Trump is Diablos. That's what I want to do. And they're anti-safety, because everything that talks about protecting American lives, they're going, that's racist. Oh, yeah, let's protect us by making sure our borders are secure. Oh, he hates Mexicans. Let's protect us by not allowing certain people from certain countries to come in. Oh, he's anti-Muslim. Yeah, so they are anti everything, and it all stems from them being anti Trump. And anything he supports, they are anti. And yet they want us to trust them as the trusty news networks. No. So they need to learn a lesson about teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. Okay, CNN, MSNBC. Uh-huh. Yeah. You know what? When I played, we had a kicker at Miami. We called him Squeaky. Yeah, his name was Squeaky. And Squeaky's whole job was to kick the ball. Okay. Now, what I did, we all ran as a pack. All the tough guys, the running backs, the defensive backs, we'd all go somewhere uptown, we kick it. You think we were kicking it with Squiggy outside of being on the football field? No. But guess what? If we saw Squiggy out somewhere and somebody picked with Squiggy, you think we was going to let that happen? No. Because Squiggy was a part of our squad. Whether we got along and talked and hung out all that stuff personally, no. But at the same token, nobody messed with Squiggy because Squiggy was on our squad, okay? So they need to learn that lesson. This is America, okay? Greatest country on the planet. And regardless of how you feel about the president, most likely he's going to be there for the next 8 years, especially considering how the Democrats is acting a fool. So instead of hating constantly, maybe they should find a way to be more productive and add to the solution and not the problem. And that's my take on it. God bless you. You've been listening to Kevin at Kevin's Corner. Tomorrow night, check me out. First time with my radio blog, and I'll put that link in the bottom. And if you want to help out and donate to Kevin's Corner, please do. There's links in the bottom to do so. God bless you. We see you next time at Kevin's Corner. Don't forget to check me out on Facebook and Twitter. Subscribe and share this video. God bless.